properly. So that's the lane I think we should look out for as well.
All right, well, let's find out how Ninjas in Pajamas is going to do against OG in game number 2 with Capitalist and Jenkins.
No mistakes. That's what Lizard is asking from Ninjas in Pajamas, and it seems like that is the sort of position that OG puts themselves in, or maybe puts the enemy team in, is that they can afford some mistakes. They can afford to feed away some first bloods and stuff, but it doesn't really seem to matter because once their strategy comes together, it just seems unstoppable.
Right, and speaking of strategy, you know, when you see the IO gyro, you immediately think, oh, this is the standard IO support gyro, and then you see the Abaddon come out last pick, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is the exact same thing as the Tidehunter, except with the gyro mid, basically. So they're in their element. It's the same thing. In this game, we're going to see if the Darkseer ban actually works out, if Centaur is a good replacement, and if the IO is more important than the Darkseer in this strategy.
And it's certainly, no, there's no doubt, right, that the Centaur is going to be a worse version of the Darkseer, right? It's just a question of how much worse it is.
Right, exactly.
Because IO is irreplaceable, right? There's no hero you can put in that does what IO does.
It's hard to think of. It really is. They don't have the Oracle. They do have this Grimstroke this time as well. Nice pairings, though, with the Grimstroke.
Yeah, certainly. They pretty much said this is a more offensive version, right? A lot less save, but their damage output is really high because Centaur is a much more offensive hero with his burst damage that he comes into play. The Grimstroke Inkswell comboed with that. Seb and Charlie having a bit of standoff right now as they're dropping each other's items, and, well, the swinging's going to start. Charlie hoping that he's going to work Seb back into what is a setup from Misha and Era as they pop out. It was a bait all along, and the Sunstrike, it's not needed. Misha will take the kill instead. They won't get the bounty runes for it, though, as that was 3 for Ninjas in Pajamas.
I wish I was looking at Seb's camera. I bet he had a big smile on his face for that.
Yeah.
That's a pretty hilarious way to feed First Blood. I don't know if you'd be too upset with that. You're just kind of trying to man up.
I'm surprised there wasn't any sort of all chatting.
Yeah.
You know, just like, I thought we were having a manly duel.
Yeah,
one-on-one.
really.
There was no honor to that situation whatsoever.
No, that was a core fight. That was a duel.
So as the panel was talking about pretty early on, Thompson is going to be playing in that mid lane matchup against Supreme. Exort Invoker for him.
I do think this is such a cool concept to run this IO as a carry and then have a support in the lane that you can pair up with, and then have a mid that you can pair up with in the mid game. Like it just seems like OG believes that this is the thing. Like this is just a broken thing, and if you can do it, I think they've had Wisp in all of their last like 7 or 8 games.
Yeah, and that's the thing I'm kind of pointing to, is that like they have so many, they're so fluent with IO at this point in time that they have a wealth of strategies to run with it, but they are IO strategies.
Yeah, and we were talking about that up in the green room. Maybe, you know, banning the Darkseer, I think that definitely was what made that last game look so hilariously good for them.
Yeah.
But with that being said, it's OG, and so they clearly are going to have more IO strats than they have Darkseer strats, I would say. But is it better? That's the question.
Yeah.
And
besides OG's shift in strategy, how do you feel like Ninjas in Pajamas adjusted? Because obviously they had to guard. They left a lot of things left out in the pool, right? They banned the Darkseer, but they still had to guard against this strategy. What do you think they switched up from game 1 to game 2?
I like what you mentioned in the draft. Basically that they have this really solid team fight that's very difficult to run into. You can't just 5-man like maniacs into a Pangolier ult, into Invoker Cataclysm, into Phoenix Egg and Witch Doctor Stun. I mean, they have a lot of disruption basically for the 5-man. And so I guess we'll see if it pans out for them, because OG, they also have a lot of disruption, a lot of 5-man.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of the Pango into a lot of these IO matchups, and I'm sure Saberlight is too. After all, after yesterday's loss, he tweeted that, you know, it's just not the same playing off-lane heroes that aren't Pango. And so he's got his favorite back into play here, and we'll see if he can actually perform a bit better than last few games, because I'll be honest, it's been disappointing performances from him so far, for me anyway.
He's had some rough times. I think there's a lot of pressure on him too, like Lizard was saying, to be the guy that's like running around and doing things on the map. So that can always make it kind of hit or miss.
Yep.
You can feed a lot if you're that guy that has to do the things. Life of an offlaner. Sure,
for sure, no doubt. But this is, you know what I always respond to that though, is that those sort of excuses, they work for people like you and me, the shitters, right?
Yep. Oh, absolutely. Every day.
When it comes to people who are aspiring to, you know, win a TI, you got to be able to step up that performance every single time.
True.
You know, you got to be able to keep those bad games to an absolute minimum.
Yeah, very little room for error when you're playing against two-time TI winners. I mean, it doesn't get much harder than that.
Certainly not.
They didn't beat OpenAI, though.
That's true. Neither did I. It's a little bit of Angswell stun, but he's got to be careful of this combo of stuns from the Sven Witch Doctor. He grabbed this Witch Doctor with an intention to be able to counter the big, bad, tanky off-lane Centaur, but it doesn't seem to be working that well. It's actually Charlie who's more threatened and ends up dying in this top lane.
Fogg mentioned it on the panel, just this raw damage that comes out from the new Hoof Stomp, as well as Double Edge. It's a bit different of a way of playing Centaur than playing with the Aura like people used to, but boy, do you do damage. Like, he is a kill hero again, for sure. You want to combo him with something like a Grimstroke. Yeah,
he's no longer that guy who, thanks to Retaliate, like dominates a laning phase and then takes your tower really early. He's looking to kill.
Yeah.
And he's very likely going to be looking to grab a Blink Dagger at some point in time. We'll see how early he actually chooses to go for it. But it feels like that is absolutely necessary on the new Centaur, whereas before you can go a lot of team fight items and just kind of roll up on people.
It does, and I also think that this pack is just played a little bit faster too, with regards to running around early and fighting and defending towers. Like we've seen the rotation to the mid tower in basically every single game before 10 minutes. So yeah, definitely the Blink Dagger is a big item whenever you want to fight early.
Thompson has a ton of CS. That's because he's playing very efficient jungle, and so if we were probably to look at the net worth, I guess he'd still be top, but oh, he's actually not. I thought he was going to be probably neck and neck with the Invoker, but no.
The jungle creeps are pretty bad, I guess.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of golems in Satyr camps.
Yep.
No-Tail does manage to get these stacks of silence, but Saberlight, he's not backing down from the fight, and if he keeps getting lucky on those Lucky Shot procs, he might be able to just keep going. Seb, gonna be hit by the Sunstrike? Was that the Sunstrike? Either way, the Maledict looks like it may tick him out from that last hit. Oh, Raindrop came in for the second tick, but that last one brought it down to 20 health.
So close.
They'd gotten one more swing in from somebody, that certainly would have been his death.
Max Flack with an Arcane Rune. He's a happy boy.
Yeah. Even though the Invoker is top net worth, everybody else is looking real good on the opposing side. Top lane, nice rotation coming in from Era, and a good opportunity to kill both of the heroes in the off lane here, but Seb with a nice stomp. This Sunstrike, it is going to land the Fire Spirits, though. He had a stick charge. It's not enough, though. Stormhammer comes in, and Charlie manages to get the double kill. They leave Saberlight alone, and he's chased out of lane, so they'll have to try and fix this. They don't want to lose this tower too early.
Got the aggression from OG here.
Yeah, and it's going to be countered by the aggression from Ninjas the Pajamas. They know that OG, I mean, sitting in position behind a tier 1 offlane tower leads you exposed to a gank, but it didn't really connect from Ninjas the Pajamas.
Man, they're so good at playing these heroes together. Like just the save from No-Tail there, and then mid one runs into the trees and tethers out. Like that was 4 heroes, right? With the mid Invoker rotating, and they survive that like it's nothing. Behind the tier 1 tower out of 2 heroes. Very nice.
You see Age of the Pajamas, their game plan is definitely, they've gotten 2 cores in the side lanes that can at some point in time feel okay being left alone, though Charlie, he's not feeling so okay right now. He knows he's dead because mid one's relocating in. He was just hoping he'd get the kill on Seb, and Supreme clips him just perfectly enough that the IO didn't tank up the Sunstrike damage with him. Meanwhile, they do manage to kill Notal while he was left alone. This is a way to play.
Supreme is popping off this game, man.
Yeah.
If he can get that early eggs, get that Cataclysm out, that's enough damage, you know? I think, I believe in the Supreme Invoker.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He's very farmed. Just drums rush, no boots, nothing. Doesn't need them. Just stats.
Dropping off a farming ultimate as he knows there is a gank lying in wait thanks to his high ground ward there on the right hand side. God Strength being popped here just to kill Soxa real quickly.
Radiant's bottom tower
Won't be
is
able to
under
do
attack.
much past that though.
Really difficult to sit in this lane with almost any hero, really. You know, Witch Doctor Sven, it's like just between their nukes alone, they have enough damage to kill most heroes. Like, look at this.
Seb has to back away. He's got no tail though to help him out. And sure enough, it looks like he's going to be rushing the Blink Dagger first. No early hood pickup or maybe full out pipe. Aphotic shields. Ooh, a little close there. Sunstrike. He tried to snipe him again, but Seb, he was hugging No Tail. He's like, please save me, bro.
Third time's a charm. Not even going for a bracer, just straight into the blink. Thinks it's that important to get it early.
Yeah. Two to 6 Ninjas in Pajamas having, I guess, what could be a better laning phase unless this setup. What a nice double stun combination. Charlie's still tanking up to survive, though. And so it wasn't the big kill on the carry that they were really hoping for.
I think it's about the right time that Arrow rotates up to this lane. I think as soon as No Tail shows up and Thompson, he's not winning the farm game, but he's winning the XP game.
Dire's bottom tower
Almost level
is under
11.
attack.
Look at him. Very efficiently getting all of those double damage flat cannon shots onto Supreme. I'm not sure how much it'll matter because Thompson isn't really sitting in lane anyway. He's just sweeping back and forth from the right-hand side to the left-hand side, just clearing through neutral camps and occasionally getting a creep wave that pushes in.
Could you imagine being mid one and you finally, like, you get to go back from the horrible offlane position to a core position to carry, and then you're just on Wisp every game, and, like, Thompson's the real carry? Fun?
It's the you know, the yes dear meme. You know,
I don't know that one.
all right, well, I'm not gonna go into that one.
It's like a husband and wife.
Saberlight sitting up here on the high ground. Oh, missing his swashbuckle. He had his ultimate ready to go too,
Radiant
but
structures are fortified.
I guess he really thought he was maybe going to be diving a bit. Soxa, well, he's immediately gone on by Charlie, but multiple TPs coming in from OG. Fortunately, the Soulbind doesn't really latch to anybody else, and Charlie's just going to go straight up for a TP out. It's going to be a close call, but the magic damage is too much for him to handle. Meanwhile, Seb, he gets taken out on the other side of things. Saberlight, though, is going to roll out of his Rolling Thunder soon. They got more heroes closing in. The Invoker is rotated from that mid lane to try and sandwich onto Thompson here, who's still looking to be able to chase down Misha. Throws out and hiding away in the trees, trying to get away from this rocket barrage as best he can. Now Saberlight trying to help out here. And yes, the support is dead, but if Supreme can actually get the kill onto Thompson, it'd be well worth it. But the help of the Phoenix egg, it's looking like they should be able to get it. Thompson, he actually did a nice play there in turning around and trying to kill Saberlight, knowing he was dead anyway. Unfortunately, his damage just came a bit shy. No Tail, removing one of those fire spirits, will stay alive. He'll be okay here.
Yeah, Thompson doesn't seem like a runaway kind of guy to me. It's like,
No.
he just engages in Mortal Kombat, and really, it's you or him. It's kill or be killed.
And sometimes it's both.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
And I think Thompson's usually happy with that.
Oh, yeah.
That might be the height of experience for him.
Come on,
I killed someone and I
Is under attack.
All he wants is death.
I mean, at this point, how could he not?
He just used his tether, so Midwa is a little bit of an awkward position. He has to actually break the tether to make sure he doesn't get paralyzing cast comboed. It did cost the Stampede to come out from Seb, just to make 100% sure he was going to be okay there.
God, he's got so much effective HP at 12 minutes.
Yeah. And you know what's really annoying about both their cores, too, is that they're so fast in this game. Like, you just, if you don't have Stampede still, IO and Gyrocopter, there's some pretty fast cores.
Yeah.
They move around the map very quickly, so it's going to be tough for Ninjas in Pajamas at times to stick onto them. Supreme going to be caught here by Seb. The blink in, stun with the ink swell. It is such a potent combo with these blink stunners. As you could see, they didn't even need the extra stun. If he had like 1,000 more HP, he probably still would have died.
Yeah, I think that's also just the utter most important hero to kill.
Oh, he was trying to go for the Rolling Thunder, but that was right as Seb chose to jump in, make his initiation, make himself loud and proud in the mid lane, take that mid-tier 1 tower. That is all important for OG.
Is under attack.
Meanwhile,
Dire's top tower.
where's Thompson at? He's just farming away on the top lane.
Tower is under attack.
Having a good time up here. It's quiet for Thompson.
It's funny because it's like he's playing the Gyrocopter in the IO Gyro combo, except for he doesn't have the relocate.
He's alone.
Yeah, he's totally alone. Like, I expected Ninjas in the Pajamas to make more conceited effort to smoke up and try and gank Thompson while he's farming up all those camps in mid lane. But maybe they're too afraid of, like, the counter rotate in from the IO or something.
Yeah, the relocate and, you know, where's the Abaddon at and
yeah,
so forth. They also don't have the greatest ganking heroes.
for sure. No,
You would need, like, who's your best setup? It's your carry. It's the Sven, right? I mean, Invoker, Quas, Exoric's not particularly good.
yeah.
Cask? That sounds rough.
If you can get Cask and then maybe the follow-up of Rolling Thunder, then it'd be okay. But you're right. It has to be a core. He has to rotate out, and well, it's a little difficult to do that while going unnoticed, especially in this day and age of Dota 2.
Yeah, people are pretty fast. I think you're okay if you're NIP with going late. Like, it's hard to tell because you have this super strange draft from OG. Maybe it's a little less strange because they've been running it for the past 2 days, but you know, this is not something people are super practiced against. But I still feel like if you're NIP, you kind of feel like you have the late game if it goes there. You have Invoker and you have a Sven. These are some hyper carry late game heroes. So you're not against playing on your own side of the map and farming as long as it's not going horribly, which that's going okay.
Yeah, 4,000 net worth lead for OG is a pretty significant amount for 16 minutes in, but it could be worse.
Yeah, for sure.
Aether Lens complete for Saksa. A missed gank there in the bottom lane as Saberlight quickly got out of there. Heads to the mid lane, trying to complete his Vlads. We've got Echo Saber into BKB for the Sven. You think he goes an Aghanim Scepter in this game to try and keep up with these really mobile heroes?
I think you have to. I think you have to. I don't see how you're going to ever kill somebody with an Abaddon behind if you don't have an Aghanim Scepter to engage and re-engage and re-engage.
Did you mention that? This is the first time I'm seeing it. He's building into a Hanamitis on that Centaur.
You know, I can get behind that. I can get behind that. I mean, once you have the Blink Dagger, you feel like you already have enough sustain. What do you really need on center? You don't buy a BKB, you know? You don't buy a Force Staff. Like, really, all you need is the Blink.
That silent on a Saberlight, it may spell his doom here as Seb comes in. That potent amount of damage, man, it is destroying Saberlight. And once again, I hate to say it, but he's having a rough one right now.
Yeah.
Last few times he's trying to get off the rolling thunder, he's just been a bit too slow. OG been playing nice and fast as they move around the map, go from one kill to another. Is they're going to be able to catch Misha here? Supreme is somewhere in the location. No, he's not. He TP'd out to the other side of the map. He's like, nope, nope, nope. We are playing a game of hide and seek at this point in time, where they're going to try and hide their cores around the map to get farm, and I guess it's going to be some supports dying around the map.
So there are 2 heroes without boots in this game. One of them doesn't have boots because they can't afford it.
Yeah.
And the other one doesn't have boots because they don't need it. Let's see, did I get that right?
The beauty of IO.
2 heroes. Yeah, poor Witch Doctor. Poor Witch Doctor. Like literally poor.
Like,
he's very poor.
Very, very literally poor.
As literal as it gets.
Does he have a win lane at least?
He does. He does.
I love that so much. Because it means he's got the shoelaces, but not the shoes.
That's
sad.
That's kind of sick.
That's sad.
That's yeah. Oh.
It's a little perverse if you were to laugh at him like that. But
I think there's a bit of a sick perversion there, for sure. To quote CCNC.
Well, he wouldn't be talking about this Pango anyway.
No. Let's not get into NA Dota lore here.
Misha in some trouble here. He's stuck inside this neutral camp, but really positioned himself quite nicely. Midwan will eventually get the kill, but he's in a nasty, sticky, unwinnable situation. He's surrounded by 4 heroes. Ninjas in Pajamas, they finally get some real blood out there, and they're going to push forward for a little bit more. They've got the God Strength still up. Can take a tier 1 mid tower, or if OG with a glyph and a couple of heroes can still defend it. Seb, yeah, he's feeling good, ready to go. He's got 1800 HP, so yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe he does have enough sustain.
The hero's good with levels, you know? You want to get that high level in the ultimate.
Yeah.
Late game talent's pretty nice. Get that extra double edge damage. That's pretty good. Seb's actually been doing this in his pubs. He's been going Midas on a lot of offlaners. Like on Brew, he'll go double Bracer into Midas every single game.
Yeah.
Night Stalker as well. So I don't see it as being that different from a Centaur. Like he just seems to think that this item is really good, especially on heroes, of course, that just need the levels.
Yeah.
That really need items.
Okay, so they saw a bunch of heroes rotate up to top. They think maybe they could fight here, and then they kind of see Thompson in his full form, realize, wait a minute, that man's got a BKB, retreats, but it's too late. Thompson, he's pretty close to that gap, and now Steb is here as well with the rest of the team. The Soulbine's going to go on, catching even more heroes, and now Ninjas in Pajamas, they're going to have to fight around the Supernova, but the Supernova, it'll be dealt with so quickly with that hand on minus Centaur. Tornado comes through, clipping a couple of heroes, man, and that Death Ward with the Maledict that was already up on Thompson, doing quite a large amount of work there, but all it does is force them back. It doesn't actually get any important kills. They kill Saksa, but that's going to be it. Meanwhile, they've lost 4, and maybe a 5th is Supreme. Still has the dust on him. Does he have anything he can invoke here to be able to get out? Stuck in a hole, but no way to survive. That's a team wipe there. 1 for 5 exchange to the favor of OG.
Under attack.
I gotta say, having an Abandon on your team and an IO.
An abandon?
It was the guy in the horse.
Middle tower is under attack.
I'm not going to let you get away with it.
Having both of these heroes on your team, it's great when you have Thompson on your team, right? This guy's just going to run in no matter what. Whether he's dead or alive, he doesn't care. And you can just keep him alive to have this insane amount of aggression. The guy's like rank 200, rank 300 in pubs right now. Not very good, right? But that's because he's just so aggressive no matter what. And people in pubs, they're not good enough to support him. They're not good enough to play with Thompson. But No Tail, mid one, of course. These players know how he plays.
I don't like you putting that opinion that you can be too good for your pub teammates.
Well, how do you explain
I don't
that?
like you putting that out into the ether.
How do you explain this guy? He's 3-17 or 17-3 every single game.
He's also playing a lot of crazy stuff, right? And I think that's one of the crazy, like, what I love about OG is that a lot of these drafts come together because it feels like they always are experimenting, whether it's Thompson individually by himself or the team as a whole. Probably, I have no doubt that like scrimming against them is probably just like a bit of a mind screw in itself every single time, because there's probably some really terrible stuff they come up with that doesn't work that we'd never get to see.
Yeah, definitely. I like what Lizard said on the panel. Like he'd be shell-shocked after the first game. I totally agree. I don't know what to think about.
Yeah, you said you were speechless.
I was. I'm trying to think of things.
I like this. Well done by Ninjas in Pajamas. A 3-man smoke. They've been pressured so much, they've been keeping most of their cores off map a lot of the times, that the OG, they don't really have a whole lot to signal that, hey, some people are missing, and they could be doing Roshan right now. Now, he might get Saberlight here. So he's going to get off the Rolling Thunder. Do they have any physical damage enough to finish him off? Doesn't look like it. So he'll actually be flying even TPs just to make sure he's okay.
Nice little bit of space creation there for his team to take Rosh. Like, when he plays aggressive like that, it makes it very not obvious that there's a Rosh happening. It's like, okay, well, there's got to be people behind him, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Very good stuff from Saberlight. He's really brought it back.
That one play? That
no, he did some good stuff before that. Come on, I'm giving him credit. Every time he gets the roll off, it looks good. When he doesn't,
true.
Looks bad. I mean, it's hard to play against Grimstroke. That's one of the more annoying heroes for Pango.
Absolutely. That is get me out hero.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
BKB for Supreme. So we are beginning to get our bigger, or like our first step of team fight items, where it's like, okay, we're getting the items that we can actually fight back against OG. We'll see whether or not they can actually win that fight, though, as Seb is able to use the Stampede to get out Supreme. Another missed tornado from him. It's a bit awkward, and Seb tips him for it.
Are you serious?
Bottom tower.
You want a TI and you're tipping something in Dota Plus? Where's the Battle Pass? That was a Dota Plus tip. Peasants tip with Dota Plus. At least give them Battle Pass points.
Take your word for it. Relocate in. Charlotte, though, oh, he thought he was just going to be able to TP out. He doesn't have his BKB up yet, so he doesn't have a good option to be able to get away. See Era there doing some cutting of the creep wave a little bit, trying to pull him back, but OG are going to try and resume their stranglehold on Ninjas in Pajamas, despite the fact that it was Nip who just recently took Roshan.
Radiant's top tower is under
that was one of those like Hail Mary play from behind Roshans where it doesn't really make it so that you can fight. It's just that OG can't take it. It gives you that little bit of a gold boost, and you know, it is on Supreme. It gives you a get out of jail free card for him. If he dies once or twice, I mean, he's the saving grace in this game. So that would be good.
Thompson just zooming around, not caring, not giving a damn, all by himself pretty much, because he knows thanks to the BKB, there's not really a whole lot they can do against him. He'll time his TP with the ending of the BKB nicely. And now he's 30 movement speed, so he's going to be doing that same exact thing, but even faster.
You're totally right about how he's playing like he has an IO behind him, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, he's just pushing on his own.
Yeah.
And instead of relocating out, he just BKB TPs.
He just uses his movement speed. Initially, it was his movement speed, because he's like, okay, I can outrun Rolling Thunder. Like, I have enough mobility to dodge it. Right?
Yep.
And then now he's got a BKB, so he's like, well, once they put any real disables on me, I can deal with that as well. The BKB's still on cooldown for now. He's going to get the Tornado EMP follow-up. The rest of his team, it's a little bit too far away. They're going to bounce back in, but they snatch the Soulbind onto the Invoker with the Pango, so they completely neutralize him, get the homing missile stun afterwards, and this is going to be a comeback here for the Invoker, but what can he do with the second life? He's going to pop his BKB, but that poor Sven, man, he just gets eaten alive by Thompson. A really nice ice wall, but Thompson zooms out of it pretty quickly, and now he's got his BKB up. Seth, he tried to put a halt to Supreme's retreat there. Look at him go, man. He's catching up to Era. Era thought, oh, please, the Icarus dive. Surely it's going to get me enough distance, but it won't. Thompson's a shark, and he'll hunt down these kills wherever he smells the blood to do so. If it comes all the way to the end of your fountain, he'll take it, and maybe even in the fountain. Of course he will. Thompson, calm down. What are you doing, you mad lad? Get out of there with the BKB TP. Once again, he'll be fine. They don't have any stops to these things.
I'll take that.
This is a total alpha Chad move. He didn't need to try and do that. A kill on Misha does nothing for OG. That's just another BKB charge, but god damn it, Thompson will assert his dominance over anyone who challenges his reign.
I don't even know what to say. Is this Dota? What? It's just psychological warfare.
Yeah.
Like, this is cyberbullying.
1000%.
You can't do this. It's 2020. You can't cyberbully people. My God. He survived.
Yeah, of course he did, because he's Thompson, man.
Radiant's
There were
top
3
tower is under
heroes.
attack.
I mean, I actually can't believe he actually took fountain shots.
and survived, right? This is a buffed fountain. This is a 7.27C fountain.
Yeah, it's an Ursa fountain, you know? It's got
It
the
is.
Fury swipes. Misha kind of pops his head out. Okay, the relocate's coming, and Saberlight says it's time to go. He does have the soul bind on him. He'll steer it away from the Invoker to make sure he's not halted in place. Can the rest of the team actually get out there? Still TPing. Oh no, Supreme! That TP, I think that was a long one. He's gonna pop his BKB. Deafening Blast will actually help him survive here. So it's just a BKB charge, but still, that was a little too close for comfort.
Yeah, if there's any follow-up there, he just dies and the game is basically over. And once again, he is absolutely the saving grace in this game. Charlie does not have the net worth to do anything. He's almost doubled in net worth by Thompson. You don't even need to worry about matchups. Like, who does Sven counter? It doesn't matter when it comes to an 8k gold lead on the enemy carry. Well, effectively the enemy carry.
Let me just say, I hope to ever in my life be as confident as Thompson in Dota game.
He was born with like a mutation. He's got some like extra brain compartment that we don't have access to, or he's missing one.
Oh yeah, maybe he's missing the fear.
I think so. I think that's legitimately.
He just doesn't know fear.
I mean, he doesn't look afraid. I've never looked at him and seen fear in his eyes.
Yeah, first TI shows up. He didn't look nervous.
He doesn't. He's either smiling or no expression whatsoever.
Yeah.
Just while owning people in their fountain. I don't know if I should be worried or impressed.
I think we're describing him too much like a psycho.
No.
We
Listen,
do see him laugh.
I'm not trying to go down the psychopath route here, okay? And I realize the phrasing matters.
Scanning.
I threw in the little. He smiles.
Yeah.
I don't think psychopaths do that. Doesn't look fake when he smiles. He enjoys Dota.
Yeah. As do all of OG, because they're always having a good time when they're playing Dota, man. I bet everybody was getting the cake out of Thompson diving into the fountain like that.
I can't wait for that replay of their faces.
Oh, yeah. I want to see that. For sure.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So
Radiant's
difficult for
bottom
NIP
tower
right now.
Is under attack.
And the thing is, Sven's not a hero you can get a rapier on. Like, if you had a Terrorblade or a Medusa or, you know, one of these typical
Dire's
Agi
top
carries,
tower has
it's like,
fallen.
oh, you get a rapier.
Yeah.
Might be able to carry the game, but he's not particularly great with a rapier.
Yeah.
Just gets kited. You're going to get kited and lose it, but
You've got your own, like, damage steroid. The biggest problem is actually getting the damage onto people.
true.
And OG, well, they're just controlling the map. We got a 14,000 net worth lead, and it's growing all the time because their jammas that they very rarely hold a whole lot of real estate. No tail, dropping some sprays on the ground while dodging tornadoes. Misha, he's going to be able to get the balancing cask. It's not going to land for very long, and missed initiation there from Seb. He's trying to blindly catch Charlie. Charlie pops his God Strength. They're chasing after the Mango right now. Deafening Blast is going to push him away, but they still manage to finish off that team fighter. Look at the damage coming out from Thompson, man. Charlie, it just looks like he's being ignored. As now the Supernova is going to be dealt with by the Gyrocopter. Charlie, it finally falls as he couldn't even kill mid one. Supreme looking to finish him off with the tornado, the ice wall, but no, the heals come in from No Tail. That is an ultra kill for the Chad Sun, and they didn't kill anything. Look, they're all ending on mid one. This is just sad at this point in time. This is cyberbullying. This is
Give him the rampage. Oh, those are some good teammates. Those are some great teammates.
I'll shout out for Ninja the Pajamas for giving him the rampage as well. Whew. That was I mean, that was a fun series, no doubt, but that was a bit of a stomp, man.
That was a stomp.
Yeah,
That was a
OG just, they came